Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Oh, now it's hot. All right. Welcome to the channel. Happy Friday night. Most of the ice storms are over. Getting ready for spring. Yeah, it was a crisp 29 degrees this morning, and now it's a frightening 70 degrees here in Memphis, Tennessee, South Haven, Mississippi. So, yeah, summer came in with a bang, big time. We have been sub-freezing for the last 2 weeks. Ice on the ground. There's still ice on the ground, still snow. But all of a sudden today at noon, it said, you know what? Welcome to summer. So it's all of a sudden it's crashing in. We're gonna have a few cool days over the next week or so. But yeah, I mean it was surprising. It was only supposed to get up to like 50 degrees today, and when I left work, it was 70 degrees. So I think winter gave up. So now we got to decide what we're going to do in the nice, warm riding weather. I have a lot of shit planned. Biggest of all, let me mention this first of all. Tomorrow at noon Central Time, I'm going to be interviewing Nata on the road, the nice Swiss girl who's petite, thin, pretty, and rides her motorcycle all over the world. And I'm not kidding when I say that. She has been to India, Japan. She's been to India. South America, she's up in Finland right now. She was just in Iceland, and she was in Sweden riding around in the sub-zero temperatures. So I will have her on tomorrow at noon Central Time. I hope you guys can tune in because, no, it's not fooling me. It's warm. No, there's no false winter. That groundhog was absolutely wrong. Summer is here. I'm ready for it.
Next week's coming.
No. all next winter is supposed to be nice, or all next week, in the next 2 weeks. I already have plans. Tomorrow I'm going to bring the bike up. The Harley near me, the Southern Thunder, has been having a really hard time. So I'm going to bring the bike up there tomorrow and let them put a back tire on for me, which is one of the things I preach about all the time. Do your own stuff if you can. But I mean, again, help out the local shops. Those guys are awful nice to me all of the time. So I'm going to try to give them some business.
I don't blame you. I hate doing tires.
I don't mind tires, but it's like, I don't mind front tires, and I don't like the hub back tires that are easy to bolt on. When it comes to trying to set chain tension and belt tension and shit, I can do it. I'd rather not. So I'm going to let them do it. So
Yeah, I'm the opposite on that one. I'll do everything else. Hell, I'll throw cams in and everything else. But man, tires, it's just a pain in it. It's just a pain.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes, it's a hemorrhoid.
I've actually got, so being I grew up with bicycles, I always did my own tires on bicycles. I did them on dirt bikes. I did them on street bikes. And if you've got small tires, easy. Once you get over probably a 160, it gets more difficult. I actually have a tire changing machine now, but it's just, sometimes you just don't want to fuck with it. I mean, especially when you get old, your knees are bad, your back's bad. You don't want to get beat down on the ground wrestling with that shit. So
Yeah.
no, wait, that's not it. No, that's not the reason.
You know,
I want to help my shop. That's what it is. Yeah, that's it.
well, like I said before, that I take it as an opportunity to get a second set of eyes on whichever bike it is that I'm doing. You know, it's because I do all the stuff myself, but it's always good to have somebody else take a look. And once in a while, they'll find something on there that's just like, oh, did you notice this? No, shit, I didn't notice that. Oh, okay, you know. Well, since you noticed it, I'll pay you to fix it if you like.
Yeah, especially since once you've got it at the shop and they find something, they've got everything right there. They've got the belts, they've got the valve cores, they've got everything. Plus the tire you're already planning on changing, they've got everything else. So, yeah, sometimes it's just easier.
Do it the right way, you know. If they find a deficiency, hey, they found it. You know, finders keepers. So let them fix it. Right? I mean, they put in the time and effort. Let them fix it.
I am with you. I'm gonna while you guys are there, make sure you go up to the top of the chat there and click it off of top chat and click the live chat. That way we will see everything that everyone is saying. So I'm not sure if this is even a valid question, but Doug, now that winter's over, what are you gonna do? What are your plans?
Same thing as I've always done. You know, there is no winter here.
Yeah, not even a valid
it's
question.
Just not really summer.
I was
the way that I kind of look at riding. I kind of look at club style. You know, I ride all the time. It's my own morals, my own system. So I ride all the time. I ride when I can, and pretty much the only time that I'm not riding is when I've got to carry a ton of tools that aren't going to fit on the bike.
Yeah, I ride all the time, but I will do more long distance touring when it's not 25 degrees outside.
I don't like it when it's cold. I tolerate it. I don't like it when it's cold.
Yeah, going to work, not a problem. This last 2 weeks, I rode right up until we had the ice storm. And once we had the ice storm, it just came out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, everything was covered in, 4 to 6 inches of ice. I don't know if any of y'all saw the video of my front door, but the slope off the roof dumped all of the ice and snow right on my front walkway. So, like, literally 4 feet out from my front door was a mound of ice, like a foot and a half high. It's and that sucked ass. So and the ice, it's never been this way before. Usually the ice is gone in a couple of days.
That's how you can tell a good friend, because it's like, yeah, I looked out the front door. There was all kinds of sunshine out there. It was terrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It got a little cooler, so I had to add a little less water to the pool. It wasn't evaporating as quick.
Well, and the crazy thing was, I wore a light jacket almost every day except for when it got down to like 8 degrees. But you can't, and it was even worse when the temperature got up to like 40. It was even worse because then the ice started melting, and you were sliding more when it was 40 than you were when it was solid black ice when it was 20. So, Bleak, welcome in, buddy. Glad to see you here.
With that happening, I don't know. I was just talking to my son, a week ago, and I said, how about you get a set of tires with some spikes? Hell, I'll buy them for you if you want. He told me that active duty are not allowed to ride when it snows.
I couldn't ride in Chicago.
They have red flag riding now. Now, 30 years ago, we didn't have that.
Oh, no, we had it in Chicago. So I got stationed in Chicago in 95. You could not ride when it snowed.
Nobody ever told me, so I guess
Das Verboten. But where were you stationed? You were in Coronado, and then
I was in Coronado. So
yeah,
a little different.
there's no red flag snow days in Coronado.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
There was
Great Lakes did.
A story there that once in a while I'd throw my colors on and go riding off, and they'd see me right on the face like, that guy's active duty.
Yeah. Oh, we had a lot of motorcycles on base, and it was like we would just take over, parts of the base and with motorcycles just because we could. But yeah, when it snowed, no. And actually in Illinois, they wouldn't let you ride on like was it Green Bay Boulevard coming out of the base? You couldn't be on that in a motorcycle when there was snow.
Screw that.
Yep. I mean, again, it's in Norfolk it wasn't a big deal. I don't think there was if. You just didn't want to get stupid because when you had ice in Norfolk, it was ice and you didn't want to drive on it. So it was a totally different thing. But in Chicago, it was dry. When it's like 10 degrees and snowing, it's dry, and you could drive on it, but not on the base. Just couldn't do it. As Bleak just said, hit that like button, hit that like and comment, subscribe. So what are you guys doing? What are your plans for the riding season? What's coming up? Beers?
No, what are yours? Yeah, beers are good.
Beers?
Too. I'm already doing that now.
So, the last 2 weeks have kind of made me think maybe by March it's not going to be good riding weather to go down to Florida. But now all of a sudden again it's 70 degrees. So my first big trip is going to be Forgotten Angels. I've got a bunch of people in Memphis here that want to start taking trips down to Birmingham again. They want to go to Barber. I don't know that many people watch my videos until they go, tell me about Barber. Is it really that good? Do you want to go again? When are you going to go again? And I'm oblivious, because I'll watch my videos and the watches for like the first week or two, and then I don't look at them again. And then all of a sudden people start commenting on them for like 2 or 3 months ago, and they're like, when are you going to go again? When do they go again? So Barber's in the mix. Forgotten Angels is in the mix. August, obviously way down the road. Little Sturgis, Mississippi, when it's going to be 110 degrees outside. And whatever else I can get. I mean, we'll see what I can work into the mix. The Blood Orange Pan America. I haven't decided if I like that blood orange or not. I kind of like it, but then I'm like, would I be seeing dead on this thing? Answer is yes. So, but would I buy it for myself? No. Would I ride it? Yes. Because it is a cool color, but I'm not sure I'd buy it for myself.
I know he sees me shaking my head going, damn America. God. No. On bike. They need to re-engineer the hell out of that.
I think I do like the
I'm
color
not
though.
gonna bag on them too much. But, yeah.
Well, I said I'd never get a gray motorcycle after I saw those Battleship gray ones, but then I ended up getting this silver, lightning silver. And so I guess colors can grow on you. So the color, as far as the color goes, it could probably grow on me. I remember one YouTuber, and I won't mention his name, but he went to a Harley dealer, and he was a pretty big YouTuber, and he said, hey, you guys got a motorcycle I can ride out to do Eureka Springs and go to the Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. And they're like, yeah, we'll give you our flagship motorcycle. They had the dealer's logos all over it, and it was orange. And he hated it and complained about it the whole fucking trip. And I'm thinking, first of all, they gave you a motorcycle for free and said, ride it. And here's a credit card, put gas in it. That should be enough. And I would stop complaining there. Second of all, I don't think it was that bad a color. It had eagles on the front. It had obviously eagles plus equal horsepower. So I would ride the shit out of it. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's the phrase? I think some people get too big for their britches and they expect too much. I get free shit, I'm going to ride the fuck out of it. I don't care if it's a 60cc scooter. If somebody gives me something for free, I'm going to ride it. Especially if they're going to pay me to do it and give me gas, shit.
If they're going to pay me.
Shit. I'll do anything for $20 and I'll do it twice if I like it.
Hey, I won't.
Depending on
I
what.
learned that lesson.
Depending on what.
Yep. Nah, I'm not, I critique every single bike that I've ever run. It's the one that has the least amount of complaints. That's the best one for me. And everybody's different. I know that Jerry loves those Pan Americas, and good on him for loving them. It's just not mine. It's not my deal. If I was going to get something that was going to be a dual sport bike like that, or an adventure bike, I would probably grab. Josh just did that video on the KLR 650. I actually really like them. The KLR 650 is just a good all around everything bike. It's engineered correct. The weights are correct on it. It's got enough power to go up any level 7 road and run around on the streets really well. They're inexpensive. If something goes wrong with that bike, it can be fixed right there on the side of the road within 30 minutes. I mean, they're just so easy to mess with.
Those Kawasaki 650 engines are bulletproof, and the one that's sitting in my garage is proof of it. This thing sat for 12 years, full of water, and full of water it cranked. And I didn't know it was full of water because it ran so well. And then when I drained the oil out of it, I was like, it's all water. It was running water as a coolant, which I guess you can do, but it was running it as a coolant and a lubricant.
Everything on that's just super easy.
Yeah.
Super, super easy. And like I said, they're not, ridiculously expensive. So they're just good all around. I'm actually looking to find one. So I need to add one to the stable out there. So of course I tried to talk my son into it. He's going to be busy for the next couple of years. And
well, if you put reach bars on this one, it's the same engine. You put reach bars on it, it's a KLR. So.
Well, tempt me. I'll build another frame.
I'm telling you, man, that engine is bulletproof.
Oh, yeah.
And again, that's the only thing that's keeping me from. I have a front tire for it. I need a back tire, and I could probably put the skins and the headlights back on it as it is, and just get taillights, and it would run. It's just not a bike that I would run.
And you know what? That's the thing. It's everybody's different. Everybody runs a little bit different. I like, especially those KLRs. I like that bike. I really, really like it. And I'm not a foreign bike guy, and I really like that bike. So of course, then again, I also had a couple of BMWs. So
a BMW, I think that's what spoiled me for every bike and made me more particular about every other bike is the BMWs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Jerry,
and fuck you for doing that to me, by the way, because you
you're
stole my
welcome.
BMW so many times, and I ended up getting two of them.
You're welcome. No, Jerry, I don't have a KLR. I have a Ninja 650S that has the 650 engine, different transmission, different frame, different setup. But the engine is absolutely bulletproof. It's a very versatile engine. It's got the same engine because it's got the same drain pan and shit, which is a lifesaver, honestly. But it's set up higher in the frame, so you don't need to have an oil pan relocation on it, it's actually got the exact same drain plug, except on the KLR it sits lower and you knock it off all the time when you cross logs. So good engine. Anyway, where were we? If I seem a little excited today, it's because my wife took me out to a Mexican restaurant tonight and we got a margarita. And when I got it, they asked me if I wanted a small or a large. So they asked for a medium or a large. The medium and a large, the difference is like 3 times. So one large margarita at this place is like 3 margaritas. So I am margarita up coming off of it. This is iced tea, by the way. Trying to come down for a little bit. As far as you know, it's iced tea.
Not iced tea.
Normally I would not. Normally I'd be going for my whiskey and cokes about now. I actually went and got Johnny Walker Black, which is usually my staple. Johnny Walker Black and Gentleman Jack are my staples. Tonight, being the older man I am, knowing I had things to do tonight and tomorrow, I decided to bring it down a notch. So, trying to be a good boy.
No. And the answer is no.
Well, if I wasn't running the show, I probably would. But since I have to run the show and do all the electronic things and the linkage things, then I had to slow it down a little bit.
Once every 20. What is this? Sorry, I'm reading a text. Once every 24 calendar months. Okay.
Jerry has gone 5 3/4 days with no vapor alcohol. Is that intentional or is that
5 3/4 days with no vape or alcohol? Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Well, I haven't had a vape like forever. I mean, for reals. Cold turkey. I guess that's the way to do it.
No. I don't know. It's good once in a while. You got some kind of a health issue or whatever going on. Yeah, I get it. And not everybody does. It's fine. I'm pretty rare with the drinking now. You know, it used to be all the time. Now it's shoot. I think I've had this 12-pack now for like 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah, got way back.
Beer stays forever in my fridge.
Too busy.
I think whiskey just goes down too easy. Beer just, I don't know. Beer you can't do more than a couple of, and then it starts tasting weird. Whiskey always tastes good.
On this one, even the burp tastes good.
Well, there's a couple that go down way too easy. That's why usually if I buy a beer, it's going to be something like a Coors Light, or I like the Sam Adams. If I buy something that's too tasty, like the blueberry beers, they're gone. They disappear. There's one called Salty Dog that Budweiser makes, Anheuser-Busch, and I can literally just down an entire 6-pack of it, and it's gone. All of a sudden, it's like gone. It's like, where'd it go? It's gone. Yeah, sweet alcohols go down way too easy. Serenity Kitty, good job on you.
7 years without what?
Apparently nothing. He gave up something. That's the key sometimes. Blake, are you free to come in and watch and join our little party here? I had questions anyway. I was actually talking about Blake today.
I was going to say, he's a good subject matter expert on this. I'm definitely not the winterized, winterized going back to spring guy I'd be asking.
Oh yeah, he just hit 1 year, so he's been a Harley dude for 1 year, so I got all the technical knowledge. So yeah, Blake, if you're free, pop in, man. Waiting for you. In this, you guys in the comments, throw down what your big plans are this year. I'm also planning on probably more like the fall taking a trip on Route 66 because now I have made so many friends that are like right on Route 66, and I've got to take the trip.
Yeah, there's no excuse to not go do that for me, especially here in Arizona. I think it's the best section of 66. It really, really is. You know, on the west end, there's all the Disney towns that are through there. You know, that are just really cool. A friend of mine and I hit 66 on a ride to Laughlin, and just on the west end, past the past Flagstaff, everything west of Flagstaff's really a good time.
Serenity Kitty, you're an
Little
evil
rough.
man.
It's a little rough. A little rough. They haven't really done a lot of good maintenance on that highway, so you're going to bounce around a little bit. So I wouldn't suggest doing that on a hardtail.
Well,
Okay, it's going to hurt. But
I
yeah, once you get to Flagstaff, or even close to Flagstaff, you could cut down and go through like Prescott and Jerome and Sedona. I wouldn't stay in Sedona. It's kind of expensive there, but there's a lot of good stops to go in through there. And then instead of going up like through Flagstaff, cut straight across east and hit all the small towns. What's the one little town there, babe? I don't know. It's north of Payson. I keep forgetting, and you keep telling me what it is. There's oh, nah, not Heber. The other north. We went through the trees. We dumped the bike up there.
Oh, strawberry.
Strawberry, yeah, Strawberry,
Strawberry.
Arizona. Cut up through there, and then just keep going east through that direction. That's a good time. A lot of good views.
I thought you meant
And
Strawberry,
good highways.
Arkansas.
Yeah, and really good highways. I wouldn't do it at night. There's a lot of elk, but
So Route 66 is like 5 miles north of me. Once I jump on 40, I'm on Route 66,
nice.
and then ride through, straight through Memphis, Little Rock, Jabouie, St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Winona, Kingston.
Yeah, New, New Mexico, meh.
I don't mind New Mexico. Albuquerque was really cool. Again, it's Albuquerque blew my mind.
Albuquerque in the valley, yeah, that going into that valley is a lot of fun. It's all downhill through there for like 5 miles, and you see everything. The dealership that's there, the Harley dealership there, is pretty good. I'd give them a good B plus on everything. I've stopped in there I think 2 or 3 times. Fortunately for me, if I do semi-annual certification training in Albuquerque, so I can ride there and get around. It's a good time. Definitely a good time. So one
Yeah.
thing that I have no excuse about is getting up to Monument Valley. I have not done that yet, and I live here, so there's really no excuse for me not to get up there. Up in the Four Corners region. We were just talking about that plans for a future trip. We don't really plan anything. We just wake up one morning and go, "Let's go." Uh, and if we make it, we make it. If not, then it's not really making. It's what it's all the stuff that happens on the way and the stuff we see. So should we? I don't know. We used to go do trips and just never make it where the trip is going. I got a friend of mine who lives in Tennessee now that we'd take off out here and be like, yeah, we're gonna head down to Tucson. We'd never make it. We just stop on the way and end up doing something on the way that took up all our time and had a great time doing it. Or we'd go hit like one of the casinos, like down in Maricopa and stuff. There's a good Harris down there. We used to stop in. Security will let you park next to the door, so it's not too bad. Up in the parking garage, they'll let you park next to the door. There's a whole bunch of lines up there that they reserve off, and it doesn't say motorcycle parking, but you can park there.
I am trying to
So
find the weather.com to look up. So Serenity Kitty says you might be going to Forgotten Angels, and my weather app won't open on the computer while I've got this open. So I guess I'm not gonna.
the weather is gonna exist.
There will be weather, 100% chance of weather.
I'm not gonna promise anything. I've got a lot of, and it's my choice. I've got a lot of projects that I've got going on at work. Literally next week, starting next week, I have 3 projects going on simultaneously on 2 different locations. So I'm going to be running around like a rat on crack. I'll be everywhere. I don't know what March is going to look like for me. If it's good, I'll take the time off and I'll go do it. Definitely go do it. But I don't know. I don't know until the time gets closer. So I really want to go, really, really, but I've got to make money too. And I'm not going
Money's
to bail
important.
off of my job. I mean, I've heard people talk about, oh yeah, well I'll just screw that. I'll just go get another job. Hey, cool, that's good for you. But I make really good money at what I do, and I'm not going to risk that.
Yeah, yeah. My job is frustrating sometimes, pisses me off, and it's hard. But yeah, damn it, I make good money.
Yeah, I make really good money. I'm not screwing that up. Not to go on a camp out. It's not happening. But I will go if I'm available. So
Yeah, I pulled into work this morning.
when I do have downtime, they do appreciate that, and they'll say, "Hey, you've got a couple of weeks of just chill time. Cool. I'll take some time off and go for a ride." You know.
Pulled into work this morning, and I was talking to the wife, and I was like, maybe I'll go get a biscuit because I'm here early. I'll go to McDonald's and get a biscuit. Get a bacon, egg, and cheese. And all of a sudden, I started getting texts like, "Hey, the air compressor shut off. Hey, the air compressor is throwing sparks. Hey, I'm sending you a picture of it right now." And I'm like, I got to go in. So
Yeah, it does.
first part of the day was frustrating, but again, it pays good.
Today I was off, so being off work for me is kind of like that. It's the phone starts ringing. I've had three contractors, general contractor, and two subs call me up today asking me about Monday, and then I've got a thing going on Tuesday with two other contractors that I got calls about, and then my boss called me up and said, "Hey, I need you to be certified on this certain thing that I'm literally taking the test on." You see me keep looking up. I'm taking a test right now to get certification on this stupid. I don't even know what it's for. Some fire certification. I don't know. It's so that I can sign off stuff. So
Is it Arc Flash?
yeah, he said I need that done today. Okay, cool. Thanks. I have the day off, but I'll go ahead and do it.
Arc Flash is my favorite course to take because you get to see people explode and burn up and melt.
Oh my god! This one's hilarious because it starts off with this guy in like Middle America, and he's this emergency services guy, and he's just standing there, just going, "Yeah, there was a fire. Okay, people got out. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me, reporter? You know." So, but yeah, I'm literally taking this certification test right now, so I'm putting a lot into it.
I love the military trainings because they open like this. Shows a guy standing on top of a streetcar, and the narrator says, streetcars can carry up to 11,000 amps. And it's like, oh, I know what comes next. And the dude puts his arm up and grabs the wire above the streetcar. And then his hair starts smoking.
Look, arc flash.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. Oh, Jeremy McCormick, welcome in. Yeah, I definitely planning on Forgotten Angels unless I wake up and it's cold. I'm putting in for the time, and if I wake up and it's cold, I may change that that plan. Normally, I like to leave at night. If I'm taking Thursday off, I'll go to work Wednesday and leave after work Wednesday. That gives me all night Wednesday to drive, and it's usually warmer here at night, and as I go south, where it's getting cooler where I left, it's still kind of warm down south. So, and then hopefully this time when I get there, I don't have to go pick somebody up at the airport at midnight the next day, and I might actually get some sleep. And I'll take a tent that's easier to put together, but I don't have to. I can put it together in like 10 minutes instead of an hour, like the big tent I used to carry.
Man. You don't want going to pick somebody at the airport. You know you love doing that. Okay,
It is fun.
Better than going and picking up a friend at the airport.
I like picking people up at the airport, but when you haven't slept in 2 days, it makes it extra crispy. So
Haven't slept in 2 days. That's when you tell them and they appreciate it more. You know, I don't know. I'm not the type that wants to fly into an event anyway. I mean, people do it. I'm not going to fault it, but it's just not me, man. If I'm going somewhere, I'm not going for the event. I mean, yeah, the event's the cool thing, and it could be like Forgotten Angels. I'm not going for that. That's part of it. I'm going for all that stuff that happens in between.
Yeah.
You know,
If I'm crunched on time.
That's what it's all about for me.
Well, when I went to Willow Springs, I was crunched on time, so I had to fly in, spend 2 days there, and then fly back because I could only take off a few days for work. But for Forgotten Angels, with plenty of time off in the beginning of the year, yeah, I'm gonna ride because I've got to see the Yar V. I haven't seen the Yar V. Jerry, we always have campfire socials. I am bringing a special pimp cup this year. Not to spoil it, but it's one I bought from Red Ryder. So I will have a special pimp cup. And probably more than one, but either way. Oh, Jerry has a special pimp cup. He got it off of my site. So thanks, Jerry. Some people are out there supporting me. I don't know about the rest of you. Just a Biker Girl said she's trying to get in. She's trying to get her life straight where she can come on.
Oh, look. I just received my certification.
Good job,
Put
you.
everything into this. I focused. Jeez. Congratulations. You are now certified. Nobody cares. Well, at least now I can send this to my boss and he'll be happy. I think I've got like 2 more to do.
Sterling Will says we're having another cow ride. I'm not sure what a cow ride is.
A what ride?
A cow ride?
A cow ride.
Sterling, explain to us, what's a cow ride? If you're parked, join in. I haven't had Sterling on the channel ever. Maybe we should get Sterling in here sometimes. Metric cowbells. Okay, now you're just playing.
Metric cowbells.
I'm curious about what a cow ride is.
You know, I heard somebody gave a suggestion about doing some bike cowbells. I think that'd be something cool.
I have bells.
You know the trick to motorcycle bells. You know the everybody's got to have a bell. The trick to the bell is kind of like the trick to sunglasses. You know, you go into the bar, you go, yeah, hey, I left a pair of Oakleys here the other night. Are they in the drawer? And then they open the drawer and you go, yeah, I'll take those right there. You know? Well, you go to Harley because they get all the trade-ins, and there is a drawer full of bells somewhere.
Well, so here's the thing. If you're really superstitious, I never cut a bell off, and I never put a bell on that's been on someone else's bike. Because if you cut the bell off, you let all the spirits out. If you put someone else's bell on your bike, you're inheriting their gremlins. So always a new bell. That's just me. I'm not going to, everybody has their own beliefs, but. So sea cows, manatees. Has anybody out there ever heard a manatee called the sea cow? Is it just me? We used to call them in Texas. We'd always call them sea cows. And I went to Florida, and I said sea cows, and nobody knew what I was talking about. But in Texas, we call them sea cows.
Manatees.
Manatees.
Manatee.
Manatees.
I have metric cowbells now also.
Smaller than standard size. Okay.
Oh, he has Asian cowbells. They're just a little smaller. Oh, thank you.
Well, so,
if just a biker girl was on here, she'd see that I had food just handed to me, and I mean, when you're good, I don't know, Rainey, when you're good, you get food handed to you.
So I heard, this reminds me of something. So everywhere in the world, the average penis size is 7. In America, it's inches. In Europe, it's centimeters.
I've never been curious. man the size and another pinch.
Anytime somebody gets into that metric argument with me, I pull that out, and oh my god, the argument goes away. Nobody wants to argue about it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not interested in having any kind of sword fight.
Last Mastered Arms, I'll say this: after so many year analyses, it's like watching the movie Showgirls. You forget you're looking after a while. It just becomes so commonplace. Like halfway through the movie in Showgirls, you forget they're actually showing boobs because it just becomes so commonplace. It's like, oh, that was a boob. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Oh my god, is this the bread you made? That's so awesome.
Do you need a moment?
That's so good.
Do you need a moment? Do you need a moment and a napkin?
Oh my god, yeah, I might need a towel. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you. She makes bread. And it's good. There's nothing better than walking into a house and like where somebody's made a big old loaf of bread and it just makes the whole house smell awesome. Freaking love that. And then turned it into grilled cheese.
Oh, grilled cheese is nice.
Yeah. She has gotten the grilled cheese ready for spring.
So Jerry, you're bringing the RV or you bring a bike? And I know you're going to bring Spirit of Knievel, but are you going to bring a bike you can actually take a ride with us maybe to breakfast on? I think Jerry usually gets there and starts embellishing in the twisted teas and then doesn't go anywhere with us. So maybe this year we can actually go riding somewhere with him. Oh, Doug. Are you bringing your girl with you?
What are you doing in March?
Actually, spring break is the same time as the camp.
She said spring break's the same time as the camp out, so.
Okay, so we're going to have to take a ride to Coppertail and to Steinenwein because food and beer. And obviously we got to go see the ninja, the Jedi. We got to go see Joe because I need a t-shirt.
Yeah, I definitely got it. That's a good reason to go, actually. I would go just to hang out with Joe first.
I'm going to go hang out with Joe. Me and Joe have not got to hang out properly at Forgotten Angels because it's kind of like trying to see Josh read there. He's just mobbed and he's trying to spread his time out and you don't get to actually get to talk to him and spend time with him.
Well, I have two goals. One is to hang out with Joe for a little bit because he and I we have kind of the same mindset, he was on the other day or yesterday or day before, and literally as I'm thinking something, he's saying, I'm like, and I just said and said, yeah, you just said what I was thinking anyway. I mean, it's just the same mindset for working on stuff, And then there's Jerry. I've got to hang out with you, Jerry. I mean, there is at least some moment in time that you and I are going to walk out together and have a conversation, and people are going to think we're going to have a fight because we're just going to be going, while we're talking, and they're going to go, what are those two? They're getting ready to fight, aren't they? Nah, they're just talking.
Speaking of bikes and stuff, so we're out to eat tonight, and across from me, this guy's like, he looks familiar. He's like, I was like, do I know you? He's like, I don't know. And it's like, well, do you work there? And finally he goes, yeah, I used to go out to Nucor all the time and drop off, do steel pickups. So that's kind of like where I knew him from. And then he goes to mention, he goes, yeah, my dad had a '08 Road King and only put like 500 miles on it. And then he died shortly after. And it's been sitting in the garage for like almost 20 years. I need somebody that can help me fix it up. My little cat ears went boing. It's like, that's me. I can do that. So he's got this '08 Road King that is leaking fuel now because I'm sure the hoses have dry rotted on it. Just so happens I have to replace the fuel lines on my generator, and I needed like 18 inches and I bought a 10-foot roll. So I have plenty of fuel line. So next weekend probably I'm going to be heading to his house to help fix that motorcycle, and I will probably be giving Joe a call. Biker Girl says she can't get in with her. Don't you have some wired earbuds where you can like hook in and come play with us?
don't use earbuds. I use a computer. I got speakers.
Yeah, just use your
They're on your door.
yeah, just use your speakers. As long as you're not watching it on another channel, you don't need earbuds.
Either that or just say, I don't wanna.
You can say you don't wanna. You can say you don't like us. It's fine.
Well, if you say you don't wanna, there's no excuse. I mean, that's it. I don't wanna.
Yeah, if you give us excuses, we're gonna find reasons to get around your excuses.
When people ask me, why'd you do that? Because I wanna. You know. Well, I mean, well, you want? Yeah, because I wanna. Argue with that. I do what I wanna. And I don't do what I don't wanna. There's no argument. I don't know. I like seeing her smile.
I like it when people come in. I mean, I like you too, but the more people we get in here, the more the stories get better. So
I feel all warm and fuzzy.
you should. I just feel fuzzy. That's because I haven't shaved my back in a while.
making that blip on my gator go off. All right.
Speaking of which, I got to get my wife to shave my back.
Oh God.
She got to proper me up. We're talking about being fuzzy.
No.
No? Yeah.
No. Nobody's looking at my back. All right.
She says she has no speakers on her phone. Okay, she just doesn't want to. She just doesn't want to come play with us. It's fine.
You know what? There's so many things I want to say, but she's not here to pick on. She's in the chat.
I know, right?
It's not fun to pick on somebody that's in the chat, man. Got to be face to face in order to pick on somebody.
Let's see. I'm gonna drop the link here. Oh wait, I can do it from here. I'm so dumb.
Which link you dropping?
The link to get into the chat where people can come into backstage. Let's see here. I know how to do this.
I'd like to see Jerry get on.
Jerry told me he's going to get on, so we're dropping the link in the chat here. And if we can get some brave person hop in the chat with us, come online, and let's talk shit. I mean, let's talk about stuff. Bring it.
Well, like I was saying, Monument Valley. I've never been to Monument Valley. Actually, ever been to Monument. I got, like I said, no excuse. I live here. It's only, I think the beginning of it's about 2 hours from my house, And I've seen a bunch of videos, people going through there. I've had friends tell me, yeah, it was a great ride. I just haven't done it. I lived in Vegas and never went to Valley of Fire. There's just it's one of those things when you live there. Sometimes you miss out. I have gone through like Organ Pipe National Park, which is a great thing. I don't know. There's just a ton of saguaro cactuses, and you don't see that anywhere else. So really, really good rides down there, and it's quiet. Of course not when I'm riding, but it's quiet, and not a lot of people go. Depending on the time of year, not a lot of people are going out to these places. I just, it's some places I just have no excuse. I've only been to the Grand Canyon once in my life. And I think it was before I was even 10 years old. And I live here.
I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I've flown over it.
Yeah.
Never been in it because usually when I go out, the two times I've had to go to Vegas, it was for a business trip. So I had to stay around Vegas. Was lucky enough on one time to actually be able to get on a motorcycle and ride through the Valley of Fire. But I've always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon because I thought it was something simple, and I wanted to go to the dam. I wanted to go see the Hoover Dam. I eventually will, I guess. Maybe if I ride my own motorcycle out there, maybe I'll be able to see it.
And for who just texted me, no, I don't live in the Nevada area anymore. I'm down in Phoenix, or near Phoenix. I live in one of the outskirt towns. Yeah, that's it. There's no excuse. I got to get out. Got to get out. Got to go hit some of these places. It's not just about going to work and back, I am going to probably ride down to the southwest corner here in the next week or two. That's a good, I don't know, 400 or 500 mile round trip. There's not really much between here and there. It is Arizona. There's a lot of desert. But yeah, I got to run down there. As a matter of fact, the reason I got to run down there is there's a business address down there that I'm going to go get mail from. I just haven't been down there in like 2.5 months. So I'm a responsible person. Yeah.
As we all should be. Chasing Ghosts, to come online, all you have to have on is a shirt. So nobody's going to see you from the waist down. So throw on a shirt and come online. You don't even have to throw a bra on. Nobody's going to notice. We're only going to see you from like here up. So
I'm going to notice, especially on her.
Probably.
Everybody would notice if she's not wearing a bra.
we're only going to see her from here up. So
That's no fun.
I didn't say it had to be fun. We're here for quality entertainment, not for whatever else.
She is built for the camera.
Ghost. Or hold the guitar in front of you.
Come on, Tara, we won't give you a hard time.
You're already giving her a hard time.
Fine, we're gonna give you a hard time. Oh, jeez.
All right. So
Yes, I'm a dick.
going to we got toga. Togas are fun. Is anybody going to the Sturgis, Mississippi rally?
No.
Anybody? Anybody want to go spend a weekend in 100-degree weather out in a field?
Not exactly.
I promise you'll enjoy it. I'll sing to you.
Absolutely not.
I'm getting a ukulele. We'll sing. It'll be fun. My wife said I could get a ukulele.
I'm not going to leave dry 100-degree weather when to go to humid 100-degree weather, man.
Yeah, but I'm here. It'll be awesome.
You know, what time of the year is that?
It is the third weekend in August.
Maybe. Well, you know, in August here it's like 110 to 115.
Last year it was like,
10 years.
yeah, when I went with Jake from State Farm, it was only like 85 degrees. It was humid. It rained the first day. It was nice the second day. The third day, with the last Sunday, it got hot. But the Friday, it was nice. Saturday, it was a little humid, but it cooled off. It never got too stupid out of control because where you set your tents up is on a field line, so there's lots of trees. So the first thing in the morning, that's the only kind of time it's kind of miserable because it's moist from the night before, and the sun comes right into your tent. But then by the 10 o'clock, you're in the shade of the trees, and then it's kind of nice the rest of the day. And then at night, they have a huge stage with music, live bands, lots of food carts, lots of fun motorcycle games. So it's a lot of fun. It's great. Look at my last two videos from the Little Sturgis. It was a great time. Highly fun. So Jerry says it's only like 3.5 hours from my house. It's 6 hours from Jerry's house. Bring the RV. They have RV hookups, so it won't be hot for Jerry because he'll hook his RV up. The RV. Hell, maybe I'll sleep in the RV instead of sleeping outside in the tent.
That's a requirement, man. I gotta have a shower and a toilet.
They have showers. They have showers and
Yes.
toilets. There's that girl.
Hey guys, how's
What up?
everybody doing?
Good. I'm glad you showed up. We were getting
Better
kind of
now that
bored.
you're here.
Nobody wants to see us. I'm not blonde anymore.
I'm barely blonde anymore.
When I had hair, I was sexy. Now I'm just me.
How's everybody doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, lady.
Thank you.
It ain't bad
I
at all.
had food brought to me.
Me too.
I know how it feels.
Oh, princess.
I went and got my food. One of the nice things about getting off at 2:30 is that you get to go to the restaurant when no one else is there. So you're in, you're out, and then you're home.
Heck yeah.
That's where you have to pay them to bring you food. They call them restaurants.
I do miss DoorDash a little bit.
Oh,
Wow. I have these jelly beans, and that one was, I'm not sure what it was, but boy, that was sour.
Oof, yeah.
Wow. I think that was a margarita one. Ooh.
Oh, the margarita ones. Mm-hmm.
I had a huge, you missed that. I had a huge margarita. So I got the large margarita, and it's actually 3 times bigger than the medium. It was gigantic.
Where did you go?
I went to Agave Mexican restaurant in South Haven.
Okay.
And I made lots of friends because that's what happens when you go out and you get drunk at a restaurant. You start talking to everybody. And somebody talked to me and told me they had a 2008 Road King that apparently I'm going to be fixing up in a couple weeks for him. So
Nice.
that's how you make
really
friends.
nice.
Everywhere else in the world they call alcohol social lubricant, and that's a true thing. Because some of us can drink and make friends. Some of us drink and fight friends. I drink and make friends. So that's just how I am.
I,
So, what are your plans now that winter's gone? You didn't really get much of a winter either, but what are your plans now that winter's gone? Where are you going to ride to? Oh, you're going to go to Los Sturgis and Forgotten Angels and Route 66 and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah?
absolutely. All of the above and then some.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think I'm making Arizona Bike Week this year again. That's just work related. So, but everything else is on the table.
I
Amateur night.
Yeah, I don't really
Arizona
do
Bike Week
bike
is
weeks.
amateur.
Bike weeks are just I don't know. They're too commercialized now. It's
So I go for the entertainment value, the people watching, and Vendor Alley. I geek out over Vendor Alley. I
Yeah.
will walk through and spend every single day walking through, making friends, talking to all of them. You ask any of the vendors, I mail them brownies during the middle of the year just to like keep up this relationship.
what kind of brownies? Oh, you're in California.
So the special ingredient is actually caramel. I wish I knew how to make pot brownies. I don't. I'm just never have, but the special ingredient is caramel and they're pretty good.
What is
I, being a good Christian boy, have never had pot brownies, so I wouldn't know.
I don't think that has anything to do with it, but you know.
Seems like there'd be too much roughage in them. I mean, I'm all about bran and fiber and shit, but I don't know.
That's not how you do them.
It mellows you out. It mellows you out. I have friends who do, and they love it. I've just never been able to find the right vibe. I guess I just prefer to drink.
Were you putting it in it like oregano? No, you don't do it that way.
I'm not a pro.
From what I've heard, allegedly, what
Allegedly.
you could do is you do a distillation process. You make the crude. You put a few drips of that into your oil, and that's what makes your brownies.
I have heard that. Make it
Allegedly,
part of the butter, part of the grease, something like that. Absolutely.
allegedly, that's what I've heard.
Allegedly.
I
I've heard that, yeah.
mean, yeah, there's videos probably.
I don't know. Every movie I've seen, they accidentally knock the bag of weed in, and it looks like you've added alfalfa to it. So, Serenity Kitty
Alfalfa's a
says they're
little
too hard to smoke. They're too moist.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
too
They're way
hard to
moist.
smoke.
If it
Roll up
ain't
a
moist,
brownie, that's
what's the
easy.
use? Only put it in your mouth if it's moist. Just
They're
No.
good. I will say this. I don't bake a ton of things. I can cook, I can make meals. It doesn't suck, but I'm not very great in the kitchen, I guess. But my brownies, domesticated goddess, right there.
Okay.
That's it. That's my one.
I can cook just about anything.
I could eat brownies.
Oh my god.
I got kicked out of Boy Scouts for that.
For eating brownies? Shut up. Oh my god.
Womp
I
womp.
see where this is going. I need to drink a lot more and catch up with you guys. So
No.
how do you get your bike ready for
He's
spring?
not even drinking.
Yeah, I had to quit. Dude, I'm telling you, that thing was like a half. There was a half a bottle of tequila in that margarita. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not in Wisconsin anymore. So getting my bike ready for spring involves
Putting
getting
gas
it
in
out
it.
of a dry wash.
Put gas in it and it's ready to go.
Yeah, but it used to be that thorough scrub down, bring it outside, the full pre-trip checklist, and then firing it up and letting all of the fuel burn out of it because it had the stable in the gas tank.
Stable.
Yeah, for the winter time.
Who is it? Lucas Oil. Lucas Oil 3-in-1. Don't use Staybill. Use Lucas Oil 3-in-1. I mean, well, use what you want. I prefer Lucas Oil 3-in-1. It brings the octane up. It treats the fluid and everything. I mean, or not, it treats the fuel. It really does a good job, and it's not that much more.
Okay.
Actually, it's really
I
it's
actually like
just
Lucas Oil, so heck
it's a
yeah.
good. The 3-in-1 is a really good product. It can be used in both gasoline and diesel stuff.
I have never had to put Stay-Bill in anything. Even when I was up in Virginia, you just go out and crank it every once in a while and let it run.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
guys who did put Stable in it had to drain their tanks afterwards because, so I guess since motorcycles use so little fuel, it doesn't just run it through like a Harley probably would. But like like a 500 or an 800 doesn't use enough fuel, especially a Honda, to actually burn it through. So they'd have to drain their carbs, drain their tanks, and put whole new fresh gas in it, and then it runs like shit and smokes for a while. Kind of like
Yeah,
when you
it's a
wake your
special
mom up in
kind
the
of
morning.
stink.
So,
Mm,
has anyone ever worked on a 3451 Tulsa winch? No.
Oh, what?
A 3451 Tulsa winch.
I don't believe I have. No, no.
what? A first for Doug?
Yeah, I don't believe I have. Oh, I'm willing to admit when I haven't.
That sounds like one of them difficult
I'll
ones that
freely
has
admit
its
that I
own
haven't done so.
engine. Yeah, that doesn't sound like an electric. That sounds like one that has its own little gas powered engine.
Where is this picture going? I had a picture sent to me, and I'm trying to save it, and
Uh-oh.
it keeps disappearing.
Is it one of those
I could make a joke. I won't. I won't.
Is it one of those Snapchat pictures it won't save?
No,
Yeah.
somebody sent me a picture. It's actually a picture of me. And
Oh, well, okay. Definitely don't want to see that one.
it's this one. I'm not going to put it on here, but it's this one. You'll see in a second. Liz.
Yeah. Okay.
So, allegedly,
Oh Lord.
allegedly, yeah.
Heck yeah.
I have alleged photos. Oh no. Yeah, when it comes to events, I don't know, man. Some of the events like Arizona Bike Week, you're right. The vendor row is really good. There's a lot of people that I like running into again. It's a big reunion. But all the stuff. Oh, yeah, all the riding around and stuff during that week, I tend to avoid it
Mhm.
because there's just a lot going on that I don't want to be a part of. It's uh, yeah, I don't want to fault it too much. You know, but you get a lot of bikes out there that have a lot of dust on them from the garage.
Yeah. And here's the deal. Like, people who don't get to ride as much as maybe we do and they want to go out there and experience this. And I don't want to begrudge that at all.
Yeah, good on them.
It's just
Yeah,
that a million people riding through this fantastic area, it's not fantastic when you're back to back to back to back. Then you got the people who just want to show off their bikes and they end up crashing everyone else. um so I don't begrudge anybody taking their bike and going out and doing the rides. I don't want to. I'd rather go out there off season and do those rides because they are fantastic,
Yep.
and they are awesome. Me, I'm cheesy. I'm a cheeser. I go just to meet people and watch people watch everywhere. I don't care. I'll pick a different place every time. A little bit of entertainment value, and then of course, again, all the vendors, everything I cannot live without that I've never heard of before. I love it all.
Yeah, and I love vendor row too. What I don't like about is and I will say it. It's these part time riders that come out. They show up at this one or two events a year, and they come with attitude because they think they have to act like a biker. Look at me, I'm a biker. Bike's got 500 miles on it. They've had it for 3 years, and they show up and want to prove something. And that's what I want to avoid. I want to go to these places where you don't see a single trailer. There's a shitload of bikes there, and everybody wants to show off their bike. And I love looking at people's bikes.
Hmm.
When you're walking down, Bike Row and Park Row, and all you hear is "Don't touch my bike." Don't touch my bike. Fine, fuck you and your bike. I'll go,
Shouldn't.
I'll go somewhere else.
Don't go around,
Yeah.
don't go around finger fucking other people's bikes.
I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't get a fuck your bike anyway. I mean, whatever. I'll look at it. Even when I go, like, when I go to the shows, if I see somebody that's like, hey, can I take a picture of your bike? I want to make a video about your bike. Oh yeah, and most people are like, yeah, let me tell you all about my bike. Or they'll go, well, it's not much. It's just, it's a 1972, blah blah blah, and I did this and I did this. Before you know it, you got 10 minutes of video. This dude talking about his bike. That's what I like to go for. Some dude that's so proud of his bike, he just wants to show it off. I love that. And then
I'm sure you get a lot more of that. And what I get is, I'm a chick walking around and typically by myself. And I get the, don't touch my bike. Don't put your boots on my bike. Don't try and take a picture on my bike. And that's okay. Like they've obviously been burned. I'm not there to do that. But then you get the ones who want to tell you how it is, That's a show bike. I got $50,000 worth of upgrades in that bike. Of course, I'm going to look at it and be like, well, you got screwed.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. If you've got the one thing, like, you go to these shows, they have the stereo competitions, and they have put $40,000 into this bike, and I'm looking at it going, I'd never ride that fucking bike. You can't even lean the bike over. And it's like, when I look at a bike, I don't care how much money you spend on it. I don't know how cool it looks. When I look at a bike, I'm like, would I ride it? Would it be fun to ride? I don't even care if you get on it, Sick Bastard's bike. You're not going to ride it for a very long time, but man, it was fun to ride. And Doug, if you go, he will let you ride it, no doubt. It's fun to ride. It's not a bike you'd ride across America, but it's fun to ride. And that's where I like to go. If a guy is so proud about his bike, he's got to know you too. But it's like, you want to ride it? Yeah, fucking want to love your bike.
That's cool.
But again, these guys that are like, oh, I've spent $50,000 on this bike. Well, why does it still look like shit?
I don't want to hear $50,000.
Yeah.
What I want to hear you do is say, hey, yeah, I did this to it and this, and tell me the story. Tell me what you did to your bike. I don't want to hear your dollar value because we've all spent way too much money on our bikes. Every single one of us.
Yeah, and what I hate to hear the whole.
What you did.
Yeah, and I'll rub in people's faces like, so what'd you do to it? Oh, it's got a stage 3. Stage 3 what?
Stage 3.
Stage 3 what? Oh, I want to hear that guy go, oh, I wanted an engine guard, put the engine guard on, and then I needed a fairing, so I got this fairing, and then I did this to it, and I did that to it, and then I did this to it, and that's what I want to hear. A dude that loves his bike so much, he will tell you every little piece he put on it, down to the little dangly bell that's under it, because his wife loves, whatever, Game of Thrones, and he's got a Game of Thrones, House of the Wolf bell. I'd love to hear that shit. These guys are like, oh yeah, I got this, and he has no clue what actually got done to it. And again, like and I know people will throw this shit at me because the bike I got has a cam in it. The guy couldn't tell what cam was in it. I could care less. I can ride the shit out of that bike, but I didn't do it. If I had it done, you damn well I want to know what they put into it, and I may never know unless they tear it apart and put something else in it. But I don't know, man. It just irks me the wrong way when somebody can't tell you. They can tell you what stage is in it, but they can't tell you what the actual stage is, and that just irks the shit out of me. I digress, but anyway, yeah. But again, I think what you're talking about, these guys are like, oh, you're a girl. Let me tell you how life works. I think that's in the bit. These guys, again, it's these guys that might put 500 miles on their bike a year, and if that's all they do, that's all you can afford to put on it, cool. But don't act like something you're not.
Yeah, right? But, like I'll talk to everybody and that's how you want to be, fine, whatever. I just kind of roll my eyes. And
I just walk away, yeah.
And then, I get on my bike and ride off and you can see people like, there's the people are like, yeah, good for her, and then and okay, we got plenty of girls on the channel. It shouldn't be a thing, but you get people who look like they just saw an alien. Seriously, get on a motorcycle and ride away. I mean, I've seen people like food fall out of their mouth when they turn and watch it. Like, I'm just a girl who loves a bike, okay?
I love bikes. I love to see people on bikes, and I love people's stories.
Yes.
And I will break my neck looking at a bike sometimes, especially if it's if I hear a bike, I want to see where it is.
Yeah, I'll know who's there from the bikes that are there.
Mm-hmm.
You go up, look, go, I know that guy. Where's he at? And like I said, I go for the reunion. I go because there's people that I know, and different vendors that'll show up. Shoot, a couple of years, 3 years ago, I showed up out there at the bike week, and there was a friend of mine that was there, and he said, yeah, we're doing windshields, and I was like, cool, man, let's check them out, and he ended up putting the windshield on for me. So, and it was a freebie, so I like that. So they're readily available at the dealerships. So, but yeah, just it's a good time to go and see all the people that I haven't seen in a while. It's kind of like a wedding or a funeral.
It
You
is.
show up and it's like, hey, I haven't seen you in like 5 years.
100 of
What's
your
going
best
on, man?
friends you haven't seen
You
for
know,
a year, you know?
yeah. And that's kind of how it goes. All the they've got like they'll have the stunt show and stuff like that, and that stuff's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool. It's a different element, and it's good seeing that skill level on somebody go up and they're drifting a bike and just having a great time. I'm not going to ride like that. Well, I mean, on a regular basis, I'm not going to ride like
Yeah,
that.
I don't have that
Um,
money.
it's I don't know. I do have it. I just don't. That's going to take up my time, and I have other things that I choose to do during my existence. I might do it later, but right now it's just not my thing right now. You know. So, but there's stuff that goes on that if there's an interest for everybody. Everybody could do something that they want to do while they're there. And
Absolutely.
yeah, as for me, it's a good week, especially though I think the best one is here in Arizona. Arizona Bike Week is a great time.
I like
It's
Arizona
not
Bike Week.
it's not ridiculous expensive. There's not too many expectations, and it's in a good area, and there's a lot of stuff that caters to it all around the whole state. Actually, you can take a 3 hour ride one day. You can take a 6 hour ride one day. You can just go hang out and on Vendor Row, which is going to take you a day and a half to get through. It's kind of like going to Shot Show in Vegas. If you try to hit every single vendor at Shot Show, it's never going to happen. You can be there for 5 days and you're never going to hit every single vendor. I quit going to Shot Show too.
Oh
It's just too big, man. I miss half or more than half the show. So yeah, I just don't. It's fun. I don't go for all the event stuff that goes on. I just go to see the people. So
So Ghost just sent me a picture of this winch she's working on,
it
and
sounds like a nightmare. I was reading it earlier.
actually, no, well, she sent me the picture. It's actually got a friction disc stack in it, and it looks like if she said they put grease in it, the problem is the clutches need to be totally cleaned because if they have grease on them, they're not going to grab. It's like putting detergent oil in your motorcycle clutch.
And by clean, they need to be soaked clean
I
in
would,
solvent.
yeah, I would soak them in diesel, separate them out, soak them, brush them off with a nylon brush, and I would bet you if there's enough fiber on the discs, I bet you it'll hold. Because yeah, if somebody put grease in it, you will never get that brake
I'd
to hold.
I'd probably use a Berryman's dip on those, and then I would go through with a really light solvent, almost like a brake cleaner. Pop a couple cans into a thing, get them dried out, and then put those clutches back in a solution. Put them on a vacuum. Let them sit for a couple hours, depending on what you vacuum out. Then stick them back in. They're probably going to work. But
I'd be careful. So
yeah,
if the friction discs aren't riveted in, and if she uses too strong a solvent, it'll make the friction pads come off.
right.
So like
And that's why
diesel is usually
that's why you want to put them back in and re-soak and put them under a vacuum.
yeah,
But
but
you want
I
to clean all that other shit out of there first.
yeah, you might luck out and it just be there's grease in them and they're not holding. And I checked the spring pressure obviously, but yeah, this
It
she's
sounds like there's a whole lot of stuff wrong with that, where they've swapped stuff out and just, it can be rebuilt. I would also just look at what the cost is to get a good used one somewhere else.
well, this isn't so the pictures she sent me. It's not much different than a crane brake, an actual
Okay.
holding brake on a crane, and those are very simple. If you've got friction discs are there, if the springs are there, and lubricant on the discs to help them separate, they'll work forever. And first thing I check though is see if there's any friction disc left. And if there is, you clean that grease off, and I bet you it'll grab.
And this is the. I'm assuming she's using this at work.
Looks like it's on her
This is a
truck.
working winch. So I don't know. It's how much time do you have before you need it? Is it worth it just to get a different one that's set up?
This is a
I
very
know with
old
us,
system.
some of the things that I do, it's like, yeah, that would take me a day to do. I don't have a day. I'm gonna go get one and put it in and be done with it. And I
Yeah.
can mess with this one later.
She sent me pictures of it. It looks like a rollback winch, and they're very simple. They're very simple.
Real pulled cable out. Don't think anyone service since the Bush administration. Yeah, probably not. I don't know a lot of people that actually do put any time into those.
Oh.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not hard. They're not hard.
Yeah, they're not hard. It's just it's time consuming. That's it. And do you
I wish
have
I
the
was
time to
there.
do it?
Yeah, I wish I was
Do you
there
have the
with
time
you.
to do it, or do you need to go get a different one and make money? That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, but
Because
you
they're
gotta
not that hard.
spend money.
They're
I
not
mean,
that hard to deal with. Just pull it apart and clean it up like somebody would. It's almost the same concept as a bike. If somebody screws it up, you can fix it. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
yeah, but I'm sure she's still tight on money, and I think she's still. Ghost, you still driving for the company, or is that your truck? That's the big question. Sometimes money is the
I'm
option.
just a biker girl. What do you think? What do you think she ought to do?
Well, I think she was right by asking you to.
Crank it, crank it.
Hey, she's the pro. She does this for a living. So I'm just some dude.
Yeah, that's a pretty old winch, and it's a heavy duty winch though. I mean, it'll last forever. And she might, I mean, I guess she might get away with just cleaning those clutch discs, and it might be work just fine. But I digress. All right, biker girl, are you just fucking with us, or are you actually going to make it to some places this year? We're going to see you.
I have no idea. Right now, I have no idea. 8 million things in the air, and I do not juggle. So, you know, working on selling this place up here, figuring out what I'm going to do the rest of my life, what I want to be when I grow up.
I ain't figured that out
Possibly.
yet.
Yeah, possibly moving. Well, most likely moving and get all that navigated. So we'll see, but fingers crossed that I'm in escrow right now and that the house goes through okay, and I'll be moving.
Well, if you do go there, you won't be far from Eureka Springs. You can go to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Oh yeah, I've been there a couple times.
But have you ever been there when I was there?
How would I know?
Just say no. Say, no, Rainey, that's awesome. When are you going to be there? I'd love to be there when you're there.
Were you there 2 years ago?
I was there 3 years ago. I was
I
there.
was there 3 years ago.
I was there with, so we actually stayed at the KOA campground. Half the group stayed at the KOA, and the other half stayed at was it the Pussycat Lounge?
The cat house.
The cat house. So a lot of them were like right across the street at Airbnbs and in the hotels down there. But I stayed at the KOA, and with all my friends, and we went to I keep calling it the Angry Beaver. So there was a catfish house. I can't remember the name of it, and then the Angry Beaver. It's not really called the Angry Beaver, but I'm gonna forever remember it as the Angry Beaver.
Okay, why?
Jerry, what was the name? Because I don't know the real name of it. I think it was called the Rowdy Beaver. The Rowdy Beaver is the real name of the place. But I kept calling it the Angry Beaver because
Angry Beaver, aka.
probably because there was a lot of beer there. And then of course we took the ride up to Rogers and went to the Picture Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Yep, Jerry was there. Bleak was there. Josh was there. Ornery one was there. There was a lot of people there. It was so much fun. But you weren't in the group then. You weren't in the group. So, it's fine. I remember this. So we went on Easter, and it was warm when we got there. And the Saturday we left Sunday morning, and it was like 40 degrees and raining. And it rained the entire fucking day. It rained right up until we got to my street. Yeah, and it was fucking cold. It was very, very well worth it, though. It was absolutely worth it. Had so much fun. Met such nice people. It was a great time.
It is. It is a great time. I had such a blast. Again, vendor alley, vendor. A little bit of riding, but again, it's just a few hours from where I was living, so I was able to go and hit Eureka Springs quite a bit.
Jerry says we froze our asses off. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Jerry got some goodies that day. That's when I first started repping Indy Ridge, and Indy Ridge sent me assloads of shit, which is funny because I had all these gloves that Steve wanted me to bring down there. And when I got there, like I said, we got there, it was like 60 degrees, 70 actually the day we got there. And the morning we left, it was like 40. And I texted Steve and I said, hey, Steve, would you mind if I gave away some of these gloves? He's like, fuck yeah, give them away. Because nobody was ready for it to be fucking cold. So I gave away like 10 pairs of gloves that Sunday morning to people to go home in. And it's probably the best thing that ever happened to Indy Ridge because it blew up after that. It exploded. So I'd like to think all of Indy Ridge's success is due to me.
I've been on rides like that, even growing up when I was riding with my pops and we'd go out 80 degrees, no jacket, and then the way home, the next day we'd stay somewhere. The way home the next day, it'd be so cold. It'd be, as fast as you can go from bar to bar to bar, have a shot of schnapps to keep yourself warm and tie those, the do-rags around your knees or wherever you can to stay, warm.
Yeah.
Which is why I pack my gear and I pack it as tight as I can, and I don't leave home without it because you just never know. So I've always got my chaps, I've always got my heated vest, I've always got my jacket, I've always got my rain gear, I've got all of that, and then I've got one bag that's open, for anything else.
I always bring rain gear because if nothing else, even if it's cold and it's not raining, rain gear will keep you so warm.
I'm not going to say I'm above using a hefty bag and duct tape. I have. And
what works.
Worth its weight in gold, but is that what you want to do now? That's not sexy.
You know what? Sometimes it don't matter if you're cool. You need to be warm. So, yeah.
You need to be warm and dry.
That weekend, we went to Eureka Springs is when I gave Jerry his, I guess, a belated birthday present. But I gave him a bunch of stuff from Indy Ridge. So, yeah, it was a good time. We made him cry. I made Jerry cry. And I'm proud of myself.
You just said it was the best surprise you ever received.
Yep. It was awesome. Yep. We were sneaking it around. We were sneaking a card around and had everybody sign it without Jerry knowing. And we gave him the card that Saturday night, I think. Yeah, Saturday night. We had a big thing at the biggest cabin that was there. It was a good time. Loved it.
Well, maybe I'll see you guys there this next year. We'll see.
Yeah, if you make it, we'll definitely. I mean, and again, you're not if you get there, you're not gonna be far from us. So that'll be a weekend trip, man. We'll drive up on a Friday, hang out there with you Saturday, and come back Saturday night or Sunday. It'd be awesome. Awesome.
Julio.
The damn card, yeah. It was a good card. All right. So what else we got going on? I know things are things are on hold right now, Biker Girl, but we're
chaotic. They are chaotic.
Chaotic is a good word.
A little chaotic, a little of this, a little of that. But yeah, things are on hold for a little bit for us.
Yeah, Jerry. You know what? I think I even got Jerry to sign it. I just flipped it open real quick and said, "Here, sign this," because I told him it was for Josh. I didn't let him see it. Here, sign this.
That's great.
Had a bunch of people standing around here. Sign it real quick. Oh, everybody's waiting. Here, sign. Yeah, it was a good time. I was so slick. I was smart back then. What happened to me? Stuff.
So yeah.
Smart.
Well, I also want to make it again. I know we just went a few months ago, but a bunch of people around Memphis want to take a trip this year back to Barber. So I'm going to go back to Barber this year.
Oh, cool. How cool is that?
Barber's very cool. I love it. Because again, like you're talking about Vendors Row, you can never see everything.
I think that going to that museum would be at least like a 2 day experience, at least.
I probably would have been able to see everything the last time I went if there wasn't a race going on.
Uh,
Because we started on the very top floor, started working our way down. When we got down to the third floor, we walked out on the mezzanine and went around. And of course, I had EDB Race Committee was there, so I was out filming some of that race. And then I got back in, and we went through it all, but we didn't get to really see everything. And again, we were there, 8 hours, and probably 7 of that, well, probably 6.5 hours of that was inside the museum. And still didn't literally get. Next time I'm bringing a spyglass, because that's literally some of this stuff that's up on the racks. You're not going to see it unless you have a magnifying glass or a monoscope or something.
yeah.
So much shit there.
See, I'd want to look at it and then go take a snack and then, look at it a little bit more and then shop. And I'd have to go home, take a nap.
Lucky for you, there's a Buc-ee's like a mile from it. So
See?
we can run in, see everything, run out, go to Buc-ee's for lunch, buy a couple of
Take a
Buc-ee's,
shower.
get some Buc-ee nuggets, and run back and see the rest of it. And I don't think they open at like 8 in the morning. They close at 5, I think. And obviously no matter if you see it all or not, it's gonna be, you come back in a year, it's gonna be different again, because they're always
Right.
pulling displays out, putting them back in, pulling them out. They were working on the GP and the Superbike area, so they're probably 30 bikes missing from the actual display. But even beyond that, there's bikes they change out. They change out a lot of the bikes. They have a downstairs that you've got to be a special member to see. But then there's all the maintenance areas where they actually have all the bikes stored that are not on display. They do have a camp out. They have a campground there. Maybe I should try to get a hold of somebody there and find out if we can just come on a weekend and just stay in a tent out on the campground. I wonder if that's, or if you can only do it during events. We'll figure it out.
It'll be something.
And especially if Itty Bitty Racing Committee is going to be there again, I'm going to camp out because they told me I could come stay around their area. So do it. I'm going to do it. Now, who am I kidding? Dude, the Hampton's right across the street. I'm going to go stay in the damn Hampton. Shit.
There you go.
It's warm. So that's, and I've told this story before, but the downstairs in the Hampton has motorcycles on display.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, when we went there, me and Diana went there 3 years ago. We pulled in and asked them if I could park the bike outside, and they were like, "Oh, you can pull it in, put it beside the display bikes." And I'm like, well, it was dirty. We just rode for 6 hours to get there, rode it around. It was covered in shit. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to bring it in the lobby. But it would have been cool. Next time, I might pull it in, put it beside the cool Indians they have there, get some pictures, tell everybody that my bike was on display. They'll never know.
Joyce brought her bike in her room one time. It was in the last book that she just wrote, her book number 3, and the guy told her you can bring it in, so she did just because he told her. But then she was having a hard time getting it out of her room, and she said, "Man, that kid came in to help her, and he told her, he goes, you can't do any burnouts, you can't damage the carpet, my parents will kill me, and she said he sweated so hard helping her maneuver that bike to get it out of her room. But yeah, she slept with her bike in her room.
You mean bring a bike indoors? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Who would
Her
do
bike
that?
gonna be okay?
Das verboten.
Who the hell would do something like that?
Some crazy person.
And then there's me with my bike. I'm like, bleep, bleep, lock.
Yeah, I've noticed
Okay.
that with the new ones is they got the alarms and stuff on them. I'm still freaked out about that.
Yeah.
The
And you get the little
lights
key
flash.
fob. Like it locks everything. It locks your cases. It locks your forks.
Yeah.
It sets the alarm. Beep,
There's
beep.
all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Oh my God, if I ever lose this fob, I'm screwed.
Well,
I know.
I've got a plan when I got to lock mine with a key.
You just got to do the pin code to get into it, but then you can't unlock your bags.
It's not that I lock anything anyway, but still, it's man. That was like the nice thing on the one scoot. We were taking the trip, and I said, I can't find the keys. What? Yeah, I can't find my damn keys. It's okay to lock it anyway, but man, I can't find my keys. I should probably get another key for this. you know. So, shit, I did like a 1,700 mile trip and didn't have my keys with me the whole time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, whatever, it's nobody's nobody's gonna mess with it. If they're gonna mess with it, they're a pretty brave soul,
Hmm.
you know. So, yeah, that's just an unwritten common sense rule. Don't mess with somebody else's bike. Bad things could happen. They're gonna find you. It's not gonna be good. But yeah, no, I got this new one with everything, all the different toots and whistles on. I'm still getting used to it. You know, if I go to a race, I'm not going to be on vendor row. Man. I'll be down in the pits checking that out. I'll be crawling all over those guys. I'll be like, hey, what are you doing there? Oh, that's cool. Show me this. Oh, let me show you what I can do here. Oh, okay. It's fun.
Is that
Shoot,
how you get in there? You crawl on them?
yeah, that's it.
I've been doing it wrong.
When we were doing
I'm sure you've crawled on a biker before.
when we were racing late models in southern Indiana, that was the thing. It wasn't being out where it was always being down in the pits, and people would come down and, hey, what are you doing there? Oh, we're doing this. Oh, how'd you do this frame? Well, we actually just copied off of this one. I know it's patented. We don't care. We built 4 of these. We've got 3 for sale right now. Just stuff like that where you run into people. Shoot, we ran into the guy that patented the frame that we stole. And he was like, "You guys did this? Oh yeah, we added this tie in here too. Oh man, we should do that." It's just a big old thing. It's not something where you get a lot of big heads in there because everybody knows. Oh yeah, I screw up just as bad as everybody else. So the pits are the place to be. Really is not the place to be timid. Definitely,
It's awesome.
Well, when
always a good time.
the weekend of the 28th is the Sons of Speed, where they have the old bikes, they have the 1918, the 1943s, the 1935s, and when I went last year in I'm gonna fuck this name up, Hohenwald, Tennessee. It's weird to believe some of these bikes are worth between like a hundred and a quarter of $1 million, and they're out treating these things like dirt bikes. And boys, I mean, it's worth it though. But yeah, I got down in pit row and they have all the bikes out and they're like, "Hey, you want to ride it? Don't have any brakes, but go for it." And I'm like, "Let's not, let's not." And they're all suicide shift. There's a couple of them that had on the floor, but most of them were either the old heel spring shift or they had a jockey shift. And I'm like, I don't want to have to learn on a bike that costs $250,000. Just no. And I don't think they would care, but I would carry it with me forever.
You let me on a $250,000 bike, I'm gonna ride the shit out.
Well, those 1918s had only 2 speeds. I mean, it's like it's go slow and go fast. There's only 2 speeds there were. So maybe that one, but again, you're talking a 1918 Harley Davidson. There was a 1912, and it's like no, no. I'm going to lean too hard on. I'm going to snap the freaking handlebars off. I'm going to turn this thing into a fucking pretzel. Plus, there were Billy Lane's. 2 of them were Billy Lane's bikes. So it's like, do I really want to fuck up a really popular person's bike and have the entire world hate me? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. I'd ride the shit out of it.
Maybe when I get to know him better,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, I'm riding a Billy Lane bike. Check this thing out. It's fucking awesome. You know? Oh, you put a scratch on it. Yeah, that's my scratch. You know?
I'd sign it.
He got a hold of, and I think he went to the place that's in Utah and got a hold of one of the original Easy Rider bikes, and he's asking the guy, "Well, can I take it out?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, take it for a ride. Take it down the railroad track. Yeah, go ahead." And you can see his whole face pucker. It was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
And this Billy Lane. This is a guy that designs motorcycles, drives bikes that you can't put a price tag on, and he was so not weirded out, but you could tell it's like, okay, I better take care of this bike.
I don't know if I do that with just anybody. I've had people that I want to see how they ride first, and And then it's like, hey, you want to jump on that?
Well, Billy Lane from 20 years ago, no, I would not let him on a bike. Billy Lane from now, after he's owned a lot of vintage bikes and restored a lot of vintage bikes, that's a different person. So, yeah.
Yeah, we evolve. Everybody evolves. I don't know if you'd asked me 20 years ago, you know, you wouldn't have to ask. You kind of know the answer to it. And
I was carefuler 20 years ago.
yeah, there were a few times there 20 years ago somebody touched the bike and found out that was a bad idea. Now I wouldn't really stress too much about it, and now even when I have people go, oh, that's really good, how's the handle? Oh, it's pretty good. If I know them, hey, you want to take it out? And they're like, oh my god, really? Yeah, hop on.
Yeah, 20 years ago, I was still
don't know,
active duty
I'm not gonna
military.
jump on
So
a bike, just anybody. So
I,
I want to know that. I want to know who it is first.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
oh, definitely, I wouldn't let somebody I didn't trust on the bike. It's like, no way.
Yeah.
But
Well, how you gonna trust somebody till you get to know them?
you get to talk to them, you get to get a feel for them,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it's like,
So, and I gotta ride with them a little bit. There's a little bit more. I want to know that they know how to get out of trouble. So, yeah, it's just my thing. I don't know. And there's others that are like, yeah, jump on. Okay, no. Yeah.
so
So
right
if
after
somebody
I,
offers me a 250,000 bike, I'm jumping on it and I'm riding shit out of it.
if it was just a bike worth 250,000, yeah. But a classic bike that is worth almost 100 years old, that has parts you just can't replace, it adds a little extra flavor to it. I could I could fuck up a $250,000 Boss Hoss because that's replaceable.
And today,
Even an Arch, that's replaceable.
but today you look back and go, I told him no. It's not. Yeah, I took it out and rode around the fairgrounds. People were like, "Ooh, look at that!"
Well, two important things. One, it was raining and everything was covered in mud. Now, again, these guys are out there in the mud drag racing these things, but that's their bikes. They can do that because they know how their bikes handle in the mud and shit. I don't. This is guys that race in the mud, for a living. I'm not that guy, so I was not going to take it out in the mud.
I would. Absolutely. There's no way I'm telling them no. Somebody offers me, hey, you want to jump on that? Sure. I'll take it out right now.
Jerry talking about insurance money reminds me of a meme I saw. Guy has a bike, and you can tell it's been kind of damaged, and the adjuster's over there going, fairing scratched. The guy's like, I can replace it. He goes, mirrors are cracked. No, I can replace those. He's like, back tire looks a little warped. I can get a new one. He goes, engine cases look scratched. He goes, I can get a new one. And the guy's like, totaled bike. Here's the check. And the guy's like, fuck that motorcycle.
I'm going back to buying an auction.
I tried my 77. I tried to buy it, and I tried to buy it from the insurance company, and they wouldn't sell it to me.
Yeah, you got to get it back from the auction.
2 years later, I went into a custom motorcycle shop in Jonesboro, and they had it on display. And I'm like, oh my God, where'd you get this bike? Because that's a sweet bike on it. I said, yeah, it's my old bike. And he's like, yeah, I bought it from an insurance company. I go, yeah, I know you did. That's my old bike. I was like, how did you get it? He goes, oh, we bought it through what the hell? The company that buys wrecked motorcycles. You have to have a restorer's license to buy these bikes. And you can't just go buy one. You've got to, because they have to be insured before you buy them. What the hell's the name of that? I know one of the guys from Florida has the license to buy them.
It's a dealer license, but yeah.
It's not a dealer. It's damn, I can't remember the name of it. Jerry, help me out here. But yeah, if the frame is bent or something, you just can't just go back and buy it. The forks are bent. Because again, if they sell it to you, now it's a liability.
Well, I know that when are you talking about salvage license?
Nope.
I was going to say.
It's not a salvage license. It's
I know.
damn it. I'm gonna have to do some research and get back to it. But I can't remember what it is.
With the dealer's license, a person can pretty much go to any auction to buy just about anything. Actually,
Well, as a dealer, you're buying that liability, so I can see that. The girl down in Florida that lost her leg, the guy that bought her that bike had the license. He got a bike that was wrecked and restored it for her. And then when she wrecked the bike, he bought it again and was going to restore it for her. And she said, no, destroy it. She never wants to see the bike again. But I can't remember what the name of the license is. You have to have it. It's not a restoration license. Damn it. You know what? We're going to have to follow up.
Yeah, don't know. I don't know. We could ask Siri, but I don't want to cheat.
Cheat, because now it's driving me nuts.
Well, that's even better, man. I like it when you're being driven crazy. That's awesome.
I hate it. I hate it. Stand by, Ray. Somebody play music in the background. I'm gonna.
But yeah, I've never had an issue buying anything from an auction.
Well, a dealer can because
Half
a
the time,
dealer's.
they don't even ask me for the license. I just go in and it's like, hey, Doug, what's going on? Yeah, cool. Sign me up. You know.
Yeah, a dealer can do it because they're buying the liability.
Yeah, I'll go around, hit the free drinks, and they know that when I have a couple, I tend to do stupid things, and I start buying more than one bike. Or more than one stupid thing. Shoot, there was one auction I went to. I don't even know why I did it. I put a bid in on I didn't even know what was in the boxes. It turned out it was like 3,000 corkscrews of all different assorted types. It was like every kind of corkscrew you could ever imagine. And literally, there was like 3,000 of them. It was a pallet full of, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with 3,000 corkscrews? I started giving them away. I'm like, here, have a corkscrew. People are walking, they're going, here, just grabbing them out of the box. Everybody gets a corkscrew today. You know? And I still ended up with like 8 boxes.
You got screwed.
Yeah, here, you know, go screw your cork. You know? But man, yeah, shoot, I ended up, like I said, I gave corkscrews away for like 2 years and still
Copart.
had like 3 boxes of them.
Copart.
And I ended up getting, there were like $7. It was, you know, it was just like, I'll throw something down. I don't even know what's in there. I'll throw down my name on that. The next thing you know, 3,000 corkscrews later, you know, what the fuck did I buy this
That's
for?
awesome. Seriously though.
And it's stupid stories like that. That's what auctions are for. I bought shit I don't need. And, you know, came home with a bike. So, and good way to, if you're into cars and stuff too, it's a good way to find a good car to play with. The last 3 Dodge Chargers that I've had, 2 of them, I did a whole bunch of really cool stuff with. They are on to their future lives now. I've got a third one that I haven't really put any time into it yet. I need to bring it here to the house. And then I've got a 3/4 ton GMC 4-wheel drive. I think it's like a 2004 that I want to put some time into that. It's got that big old 390 engine in it. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun truck. But right now I want to get the bikes done. I want to get all the bike projects done. So see what happens.
All right, it's called the
I mean,
called
if-
the
If I
Copart.
knew how to work on things.
It's called the Copart license.
A what license?
Copart license. To buy a wrecked motorcycle, you have to have a Copart business license. So a dealer, dismantler, or an automotive repair license to buy a damaged motorcycle.
Yeah, it's. I think all 3 are covered under the dealer's license.
Well, a dealer can because they're buying liability. They
Right,
can't turn.
that's-
They can't go back and sell it. So they have to have.
Yeah, it's like I said. The one that I've never had a problem with is just the dealer's license, and I've only been asked for it like 3 times ever. Because most of the time there's like, you have a dealer's license? Yeah. You know, okay. Do you have it on you? Shit, no. I got to go back to the truck or something. You know, or go back to the bike. It's in the bag. You know, whatever. Oh, don't worry about it. You know, okay, cool. So most of the time they don't even ask. So it's kind of like walking into a bar with gray hair. They're not going to ask. You know, they just
Depends.
know, yeah, you've had a teenage girl in your life.
Well, you can always tell.
Teenager, you know.
Yeah, you
okay.
can tell when the undercover cop's there because they ask for your license.
Yeah, that's and that's that
They get
auto
delayed.
task force when they're around. When they're around, they start looking into stuff. But even half of those guys know me. So,
Well, again, if you're established, that's one thing.
Frame up. we want to come check you out. It's like, okay, well, come on over. You
Oh,
know,
we get it sometimes, like going to Olive Garden. They're like, I need to see your license. And it's like, I'll show them my license, and the birth date's on the back, not the front. And they'll just look at the front and go, okay. They ain't got to verify it. They just got to look at it.
Huh.
Now, if you go to like Kroger, they have to scan your license.
Yeah. I got turned down. I was buying like hundreds of dollars of groceries and a bottle of wine or something like that. And she's like, I need to see your ID. And it was expired. And she wouldn't let me buy the booze.
Because you could have been illegal.
Like, oh, man. Come on. She's like, because I've seen it, I can't let you have it now. It's,
Yep.
man,
because
okay.
yeah, when your license is expired, so does your birthday. What kind of retarded shit is that?
Well,
Seriously.
that's because so many
so
kids
dumb.
will take their parents' license and keep it as a souvenir after it expires. So it's got to be a valid driver's license.
No, it doesn't. There's nothing in the law that says it has to be valid. It just has to be a.
State ID must be valid.
It has to be an actual original. And well, it's expired. Well, that changes something.
State ID must be valid. I mean, well, because if it's not valid, it's not a true license.
Well, I will say at the bank, it has to be a valid ID. Like, we have to actually. There's a little deflection here and there, but we're kind of like at people are like, you have to get your ID updated, or we won't be able to do business with you next time you come in.
Yeah, I can understand that. That'd be a.
You could be a persona non grata. So you've got to have it's got to be valid.
Yeah, you describe those as I used to bank there.
I know.
Dude, I have
I
got
know, but-
five. I've got 5 IDs on me that are all valid, so I would not have a problem showing a valid ID.
I've only ever had one problem at one bank ever, and that was when I was active duty in Southern California. I went to a Wells Fargo branch. I shouldn't mention their name, but I went to a Wells Fargo branch, and they did that crap to me.
They're probably
It
not
was like,
watching.
"Your ID," and the one I pulled out was expired. I remember it now. This was like 30 years ago too. And I pulled out my ID and I said, "Here you go." And she goes, "Oh well, that's invalid. We can't process your." And I said, "Oh, cool. Can I do a withdrawal since I have my PIN code and everything?" "Yeah, you can do a withdrawal." And I said, "Cool. How much is in the account?" He told me, and I said, "Cool. We're going to withdraw the whole thing." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, that's over 10,000." And I said, "I don't really care, because what is it? FICO. It says you got to have it, so give me my money." And that was it. I did a withdrawal out of that bank, and they said, "Well, to close the account, I don't really care if you close it or not. I'm logging out." And I went down to Navy Federal and turned it all over to them. So here you go.
Well, I would have already turned it over to Navy Federal anyway. So,
Yeah. Well, I like to diversify. I like, you don't put all your eggs into one place.
well, I've got my business. My business account is down the street, like 5 minutes away. My LLC, my Navy Federal account, and my USAA. Who knows where the fucking? Well, no, I do. The closest Navy Federal branch is in Millington, like an hour away.
Yeah,
The closest UAA is USAA. I have no clue where the closest USAA is. Probably in San Antonio. Probably in San Antonio. So
USA,
probably the only one.
I've never actually been in a USA branch, ever.
The only one I know of is in San Antonio.
Out there. The one I really like is Fidelity.
Fidelity has all my okay, I take it back. Fidelity has all my stocks, and they're holding my money market certificates.
Yeah, Fidelity's pretty good, and they've got their own quote unquote banking system. It's what is it called, the cash management or some shit account, I forget. But you get a card, just like a bank card. Cruise around using that. They've got some really good investment programs. Yeah.
I have I've consolidated all my. I had John Hancock, and I had not JB Wentworth. What's the other one? JT Howard.
JP Morgan.
JP Morgan, and then I had another one that I can never remember these stupid fucking places.
I switched over just about everything. I've got another one, but I switched over just about everything to Fidelity. Fidelity's been really
Charles Schwab.
really, really good. Charles Schwab. Yeah.
So Charles Schwab actually let me move my I had 401ks in 3 different places. I had Provincial, Charles Schwab, John Hancock, and Fidelity had 5 accounts. And I moved it out of Charles Schwab, and they let me move it straight into my Fidelity account. John Hancock would not let me transfer my 401k. They made me cash it out.
Yeah. That's weird.
They would not agree to it, and they made it so hard to transfer the 401k, and they wouldn't let me do a rollover, so I had to cash it out.
It should always be easy to where you can, if you're transferring from one to another. There was, what was that, a year ago, October or something like that. I went in and they were like, oh, you got to do this and this, and I said, well, here's the information, and if you want to do this, and they were like, yeah, and I said, well, do everything and have me come in and sign, and that was it. I wouldn't go walking in there with like less than 300,000 if you're going to do that, because they're going to go, yeah, no. but if you've got a pretty good sizable amount, which you probably do, you've got a pretty good sizable amount. You go in and say, okay, I've got this. You go to J.P. Morgan and you tell them, you handle this. I'll sign, and wherever you tell me to, and we'll just handle it from there. And that's kind of how I move stuff around. I'm not going to say that's for everybody to do, because I don't want to touch it. For a lot of reasons. One is if you pull money out of one to transfer it to another, and they hand you a paper check, now you're responsible for that money. And once you hold it for a certain amount of time, if it doesn't get processed, you get taxed. And I like dodging taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a way I can get out of doing anything with tax stuff.
Oh, it went straight to the bank. I took a picture of it, transferred it right in. But I like Fidelity because, one, it's easy to track. Two, they don't like play with your money like another one did. They basically, when you got a dividend, it would kind of disappear. Plus, they were charging me like $3 a month to handle my account.
Yeah.
And when I found that out, I was like, say what? It's like, hang on, I'm making money in. And plus, they had these weird diversified accounts that weren't making money; they were losing money. So I'm looking at all four of my 401ks. 3 are going up, 1 is going down, and I'm like, how the hell is my 401k going down? Well, it's because they were charging me. They froze it and they were charging me, and they moved it from a 401k to a, what was it? A reserve account, like a money market reserve account.
Okay.
So it was just cash, and they were holding it. It wasn't invested, and so
it'd be like a cash management.
And they did, cash management, and they weren't. They didn't tell me. You'd look it up, and it'd tell me how much was in the account. You try to go into it, and it would tell you this is how much is in your retirement account, but it wasn't really a retirement account. It was just a cash holding account, and and I'd been losing money on it for 2 years and didn't even know.
If you're losing money, get rid of it now. Like,
oh, I did. It's done now. I mean,
yeah. With and I just popped open one of my Fidelity. With Fidelity, I think the lowest. I'm looking at my lowest. The lowest investment with the Fidelities, which is the FBGRX, that's the lowest one. I made 22% last year. The highest one, I made 339%. So kind of, and all of them are kind of in the middle. There's about 10 of them on there that they can drop into. They have some pretty good investment managers. I'm not going to mention any names. Karen Chan in Chandler, Arizona. But if you've got more than $250,000, go see her. But I'm going to say Karen Chan's name because she's awesome, and I like the special stuff like that.
I will say this: when I left the job before last, I took. When I rolled the 401k over, it went from this diversified money market investment to a pick your own stocks. So I split it up between Tesla, GoPro, Ford, and Chevy.
Which Tesla?
Tesla, plain Tesla.
Isn't just car making Tesla? Okay.
It is. Well, I'll tell you in a second.
Well, right now, SpaceX and Tesla's AI division is the one to look at if you're going to look that way.
Well, I already invested it, and
that's where their AI and their robots are going to be coming out of, and that thing is going to go up over the next 5 years like crazy. But that's just me talking. I'm not an expert. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
well, I'll give you the numbers.
I gotta go.
I was looking at my house. Sorry.
So I'll give you the numbers in, real quick. My Tesla went up by 212% since the investment, and my GoPro has gone up 420% because I bought the GoPro when it was $25 a share or 25 cents a share,
Oh, over what period of time is that?
a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So
So
yeah,
stick with that.
Ford made me a little bit of money. Chevy made me nothing. I actually ended up selling the Chevy because it kept going
I
down,
think,
down, down.
personally, I think all the energies. I mean, I know we're talking about money, not about bikes. This is all about bikes because I want to get more bikes. So this is how I make the money to get more bikes. Um, but yeah, I think energy's kind of going to take a break for a little while. Anything energy is kind of
You
slow.
guys, I gotta run. I'm sorry.
Get on run. Check
Well,
in with
just
me
'cause we're
later.
talking about finances.
I know. This is like starting to sound like work.
Sorry. Check in with me later. Let me know
No,
you're okay.
I gotta run. Love y'all
Later,
very
girl.
much.
Love you
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye bye.
Fine. I'll
See
see you
you.
later. I'll talk to you this week.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my god. But yeah, no. I I've tried them all. I like Fidelity. They're really good. Uh, and then once you get to a certain level of fidelity, they really, really go above and beyond to take care of
I do love
you. And
Fidelity.
I don't get anything out of this. I'm not endorsing them for any kind of payment. This is just the experience that I've got with them. So stick with them, even if you only got $10 a month to do it.
Oh,
Do
I
that.
have. So they made me a lot of money when I invested in a medical stock here about 4 years ago, and it was and I invest a lot in a lot of these 25 cent, 10 cent stocks,
Okay.
and that one got all the way up to $8 a share because I kept buying every payday. I would buy like you know $200, 250, whatever, and
Yeah.
before I knew it, when I went to cash it out, it was a lot of fucking money because it went up from 25 cents a share up to $8 a share, which doesn't seem like much. But when you're talking about a stock that goes in, you're putting $25 in, and within 6 months, it's worth $800 a share. That's a dividend. But I just kept adding to it. And when I decided to cash it out, I cashed it out. Another friend of mine would buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. He ended up owing $250,000. He just kept.
If you can do $10 a week, like literally, instead of getting a lunch somewhere, if you can do $10 a week for 10 years, you will be a millionaire in 30. You're going to
Oh,
be a
10% of my paycheck goes to my 401k
yeah,
and
that's it.
goes to diversified stock.
And think about if you would have started doing that when you were 18.
Well, I was in the Navy then. I liked alcohol. So,
Yeah, that's it. Everybody wants every dime because and the time that you went in, the time I went in, we didn't make any money. I mean, remember, I think the basic pay was like $625 a month.
by the time I paid for my car and put my $100 into my GI Bill, I was getting, I think, maybe $120 a month. That's
And
back when they
and
gave you
that's
one
why
check a month. It wasn't every 2 weeks. We only got paid once a month, and it was.
and that's why in 1990 I didn't get the Fat Boy when it first came out, and when it came out this year, I went, yeah, I can buy it now. I'm getting it. So yeah, it's. But like I said, if you do something like FB, what is it, FBREX or whatever with Fidelity, yeah,
Yeah,
FBGRX with Fidelity. If you invest into that, $10 a week, just have it taken out of your paycheck, $20 a paycheck,
I think my
and
big one is FPURX,
yeah, that's a good one too.
and that's a moneymaker.
Yeah, I've got a few of them on here. Like I said, I've got 10 different ones. But yeah, the thing is, if you can do, and this is just for everybody, if you can do $10 a week, in it's going to be slow until it gets to that 100K mark. But once it gets to 100K, it's just you'll see the arc on that thing just going almost straight up. And that's really the threshold, and that's usually about like 12 or 13 years in, and it's just going to keep going up. In 30 years, if you've got 30 years, you're going to be a millionaire,
Yeah.
multi-millionaire probably, but you're going to be a millionaire. That's really it. It's just, and it's $10 a week. It's all lunch.
Yep.
Don't go to McDonald's today.
We are drawing to the end, and we're losing people. So we will go ahead and sign off noon tomorrow Central Time. Excuse me. I will have the Swiss girl in, not on the road. She's a very sweet girl. Been to a lot of places. Has a lot of good stories. So noon tomorrow. Make sure you guys come back, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Doug, get any last words?
Yeah, I do got a couple. Be real, be yourselves, and that's how you find out who your friends really are. You know, that's really it. Take care of others, take care of yourself.
Oh my gosh. And with that, I'll say, like I always say, if you can be anything, be nice. That doesn't mean take shit off anybody, but stand up for yourself, but stand up for your friends. So I will see you guys on the next one at noon tomorrow. Later, guys.